Okay, so we've reached the point where we are getting the results from the search and we're getting the refined results of the selection from a list of the searches. We've identified that if the value from the search wasn't valid, it would return a value of -1. So inside of edit, we say if the location is unequal to -1, then you go on and you say that you want to edit this person, right? So this was just a little notice that I had about who you want to edit, right? And the edit is simple now. The edit is kind of like the add now in this instance, right? The edit is kind of like the add because at the end of the day, what you got now is that you simply could say, okay, like this, printf current first name, right? Current first name is $D, sorry, $S, right? Enter a new first name or leave blank to, or leave blank, enter a new first name or leave blank to skip, okay? And so what this will do is that this will print out the person's current first name, which is list acquisition loc.first. And if you leave it blank, gets, right? If you leave the name blank, then we're not going to change up. So we could say if the strcmpi, if strcmpi for the current first name, and we have to have something that we're storing this name in, right? So we can say char temp, right, 20. Okay, we could use temp over and over and over, right? Temp. So char temp 20. So store the new name, and of course, if the new name is left blank, if strcmpi, not that, sorry, temp, if the string was left empty, right? Oh, sorry, if the string was not empty, then strcpy copy the temp, sorry, the new value entered into the location. Okay, so this is what we want to do. We want to see if the name is, if we want to change the name, right? If we want to change the name, then we can decide to type in a new name. If we don't want to change the name, just leave the field blank. And as long as the string doesn't match up to an empty string, right, inside of temp, then that should be fine. All right. If it is that this is giving trouble, we might say okay, or leave a space to skip. Okay, but we'll check it with blank first and see if it works. So if it works, let's see. We could print back out. We could print back out the new name, right? This is just to test the data, right? List acquisition loc dot first, right? And this is just to test to make sure that the data was printed out properly, right? And we put a get char here. And again, this get char is just to make sure that the data was printed out properly. This will not be written to the file until we call the file write function, the write file function. Okay, which we haven't done yet because we're still testing. So we say, okay, build and run. Let's search for a member, right? Let's search for a member 2, Tina, right? We select Tina Timmy. Oh, sorry, I press search, not edit, right? Please enter Tina, right? 3 is Tina Timmy. Which one of the results sorry, would you like to use? 3. You want to edit Tina Timmy. Okay. Current name is Tina. Enter new first name or leave blank to skip. Right? I left it blank, so it just printed back out Tina. It did not change the name. Okay? However, and I'm going to go through now with a change, right? So if we say edit a member, enter a first name or a last name to search for. Yeah. Right? Which of these results would you like to use? Tina Timmy. You want to edit Tina Timmy. Current first name is Tina. Enter new first name only blank to skip. We put Tina. Look at what happened here. It saved Tina to that location. You all follow what I did here? You all follow what I did? Yeah? No? Folks?
That's it.
So not really, so really.
Not really?
So kind of.
All right. What happened is that we said, I just simply, from my search results, we selected who we wanted to search, to edit. Temp is going to be just a placeholder that we have, right? Temp is just going to be a placeholder that we have that is going to store the value of whatever we want the data to change to, right? I said, okay, you are editing this particular user. The current first name of this user is, and I printed out the first name. If you want to change it, enter a value into temp. Otherwise, leave temp blank. And then I said, as long as the string temp, right? As long as if temp is not empty, then it means that we need to change the value inside of temp. And just to confirm that, I printed out the data. Okay? But I need to do this for all fields now, right? So I could do this for current first name is current last name is %s, enter new last name or leave blank to skip, right? So I'll print out the value of the last name. And I'm only doing the edit for the names there. You all would figure out the edit for other things. You all would figure out the edit for date of birth and whatnot, right? And if string compare temp is equal to 0, so string copy list at, and you change this to last. So we change the last name, temp, and instead of getchar here, I want to call the write file function. So what I did here is I gave the option to edit the first and the last name, and you could use the same procedure to edit any field in your hold on a second. Right. And so the write file is the same as the write file that we've been using all the time. So we've been writing to the file. So now instead of seeing like a confirmation on the screen, right? Or maybe I could printf, right? not after, sorry, before. Right? Record successfully edited. Okay, and a little confirmation here, and then it will go back to the menu screen. Okay, so let's check and see. I'm going to try and edit Tina Timmy, and I'll edit her first name and her last name to be something else, right? So we can search edit a member, right? Tina. So we have Tina Timmy. Okay. Which one of these? We want to edit Tina Timmy. Current first name is Tina. Enter new first name or leave blank to skip. I'll leave her first name blank, right? Current last name is Timmy. Enter new last name or leave a blank to skip, right? I'll put Thomas. Record successfully edited. So now if I go back and I say 5, show all members of the club. Look, I have now Tina Thomas coming up. Isn't that awesome? You all like that? I find that's pretty cool, right? Yeah, no? Everybody still silent?
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Right, so we were able to edit the name. And if you could edit the name, you could edit any other field. Okay, you could edit any other field. You could edit the dates. You could edit the position of the person, right? So you know, it's pretty it's a pretty straightforward fix. The hardest part was now just adjusting our search function to be able to take in a value to see whether it was coming from a function or if it was coming from the main menu. And in the event of you know, this search, we just didn't care that whatever value was returning, right? But in the event of this one here, we do care about the value that it's returning, right? In both instances, it returned a value. It's just that we didn't save the value that it returned in this instance. All right. I really and truly want to go through the delete function with you all. The delete function calls for a change to the struct array, right? It calls for a change to the struct array. And what we'll basically be doing is that we'll be putting an invisible marker inside of here that by default, when we load up, will be one value. And then when we do a search and mark that one for deletion, we just don't write that value back to the file. So you all understand what the approach is there? So in terms of deleting, right? In terms of deleting, when we have the value in the struct array, right? Let's say we just loading up first name, last name, and the invisible, right? So we have first name, last name, and that value that says valid, right? Valid. So if your first name is Tina, last name was Timmy, and your valid is yes, right? You have Jasmine, right? Your valid is yes, right? You have right, Chelsea, right? Okay, what's Chelsea's last name? Chelsea Clark, right? Right, valid is yes. Let's say we have Greer Smith, right? The value is no. If we change this value to no, what we're doing is that we adjusting our write file function to look at this, and if it is that this person is information is no, sorry. if it is that that person's information is no, we do not write them to the file. And that's how our delete function will work going forward. Okay? But the thing is, we only have 10 minutes for class. So I really and truly was hoping that we could have finished this today. But I don't think that we'd have enough time. So I'm going to stop the recording now.